Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Superhero Gamer, and today we're doing a full breakdown of Mera, the epic front row DPS in DC Worlds Collide. We'll go over her kit, best gear builds, team synergies, strengths, weaknesses, PvP and PvE performance, and my final thoughts on whether she's worth building. If you enjoy these guides, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my future reviews and team breakdowns. And don't forget, I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 6 p.m. EST, so come hang out live. Alright, so the first thing I want to jump into is going to be her skills. For her ultimate, she's going to summon a giant water octopus to strike an enemy. This is going to deal 400% of her attack as superpower damage. It's going to inflict 1 stack of armor break for 2 turns, and 1 stack of frostbite. At level 2, this damage is going to be increased to 420%, and at level 3, this damage is increased to 440%. Armor break will also last 3 turns. For her basic attack, she's going to attack an enemy with the lowest HP. She's going to deal a 120% attack as physical damage. And at level 2, this is going to increase to 130%, and at level 3, the damage is going to increase to 140%. For her advanced skill, she is going to send 3 dolphin water constructs at a single enemy. Each deals 55% attack as superpower damage. The first dolphin applies armor break for 2 turns and frostbite. At level 2, this damage is going to be increased to 60%. The second dolphin will also apply frostbite. At level 3, the damage is increased to 75%. Armor break will now last 3 turns, and the third dolphin also applies frostbite. For her passive, at the start of turn, if Zebel armor is not active, she's going to sacrifice 5% of her current HP to activate it. She's going to gain a 35% damage reduction and 100% crit damage resistance for 2 turns. At level 2, if she is hit by a crit while the Zebel armor is active, the attacker will lose 20% crit damage permanently. At level 3, if Mera loses 20% of her HP from one attack, she automatically gains Zebel armor. Now let's go ahead and take a look at her badge. At level 10, if she is in the front row, sacrificing her HP grants her 1 stack of recuperate or strong attack if she's in the back row. At level 20, each sacrifice she does grants her 10% attack to a max of 40% and plus 5% damage reduction to a max of 20%. At level 30, the buff duration for Zebel armor increases to 2 turns. Zebel armor's damage reduction also increases to 70% when triggered at 35% of her HP. Now for gear recommendations. Mera is a frontline bruiser DPS who benefits from attacking as often as possible. The best build is going to be a 4 speed and 2 HP set. This is just optimal for her. Speed keeps her applying frostbite, armor break, and triggering her passive more often, while also HP helps her survive after sacrificing her own health. An alternative build that I also like is 4 HP and 2 block. Obviously, her speed is very important because she wants to consistently be applying buffs and stuff, but if you notice that her survivability is a little bit lower and you kind of just want to keep her a little bit tankier, you might want to try a 4-piece HP and a 2-piece block. And then the last option here is going to be a 4-piece speed and 2 attack. This is a more aggressive option if you want her leaning more into a DPS role at the cost of her survivability. The main goal for Mera is to keep her alive and keep her fast. The more turns she takes, the more pressure she is going to apply. Alright, let's go into artifacts. Okay, so the first artifact that we're going to look at is Vial. Vial is pretty decent. At the start of the bear's second, third, and fourth turn, they are going to deal 50% of attack damage to a front row ally with the highest maximum HP. So this is usually Aquaman. And they're going to heal for 100% of that damage done. And then at level 2, targeted ally gains 1 stack of sturdy armor for 1 turn. And then at level 3, the target and the bear gain 1 stack of hard hit. So not too bad. We definitely want the stack of sturdy and the stack of hard hit. That's just going to make things a little bit easier for the team. The only problem is like with the sacrifice team, like obviously you're doing a lot of damage to self, so this still needs a little bit more testing, but I think this can be okay, considering she's gonna want to heal herself, and this is probably one way to do it. Also, the lifesteal over here in the lifesteal enhancement is pretty good. Additional 5% lifesteal at level 2, and then lifesteal increases to 10%, and then the HP goes up as well. So this one's actually pretty good for like the extra lifesteal for Mera. The Chaos Crystal is another good one. At the start of round 2, sacrifices 20% of the current HP to gain Power of Chaos. This is going to increase her damage amplification by 25% and lifesteal by 15% for 2 rounds. So again, the lifesteal is pretty important. It's gonna basically allow her to stay alive quite a bit longer. And then at level 2, when triggered, she additionally gains 3 stacks of haste and 3 stacks of frantic. So she'll be able to cycle through turns a little bit more with the speed increase. And then the frantic, you know, if she ever does crit, which is most likely not the case, but if she does, she's going to do 10% more damage. I'm sorry, not 10%. She's going to get 3 stacks of it. So she'll do 30% more damage on her crit. And then at level 3, she's going to cleanse and grants immunity to all control, debuff, and action bar effects. So this is pretty good. And then the damage amplification goes up to another 40%. So this is pretty decent. I really would only use this for the lifesteal. And then sacrificing 20% of her HP kind of hurts a little bit. But if Aquaman's at a good rank, he could probably just heal her right back up. And then over here with the lifesteal enhancement again, additionally increases lifesteal by 5%. So that brings it up to a total of what, 20% lifesteal. So that's not too bad. And then at level 3, lifesteal increases by 10% and HP goes back up. So it looks like this one's pretty good for lifesteal. It's not too bad. And then the only other ones I would recommend, since she's going to be in the front line, she's going to want to be tanky. So the Enhanced Sphere of Green's pretty decent. Pink's pretty decent for more HP. Green is for defense. And then I think the other one that you might think about running is the block rate. Block is pretty dang good. So, but yeah, that's going to do it for the artifacts. Let's go ahead and move on. And then for her best team synergies right now, obviously, her best partner is going to be Aquaman. He is going to copy her buffs, and he's going to sustain her after she sacrifices HP. These two characters, Mera and Aquaman, are a match made in heaven. You'll want to run them together if you are going to run them at all. Pandora is another great character to pair with Mera. Pandora provides shields and heals to stabilize Mera after she activates Zebel armor. Constantine is another great pairing with Mera. His HP sacrifice mechanics synergize perfectly with Mera's self-sacrifice playstyle. And Dr. Fate is going to benefit from allies being at lower HP and provides massive AoE damage. While in the future, I feel like Mera is going to fit pretty well into a Frostbite comp, right now she's strongest when paired with Aquaman and the sacrifice team. So what are some of Mera's strengths? She's a front row attacker with durability and damage. She applies Armor Break and Frostbite, which consistently weakens enemies while boosting team output. Her self-scaling with the Zebel armor and her badge buff make her strong with the longer the fight goes on. Her Aquaman synergy is going to be amazing. Her buffs are copied to him, doubling the value of each of her buffs. And she is a decent PvP threat. As for her weaknesses, she is a self-sacrifice risk. Her constant HP drain makes her reliant on sustain. So obviously pairing her well with Aquaman is going to benefit her the most because she will get the most amount of sustain when paired with Aquaman. She's an epic rarity, and the only way to really get her right now is through pulling her. Her shards can be difficult to farm consistently due to them not really being available in the shops. She is team locked, and by this I mean she's only going to pair well with Aquaman or the sacrifice team. And then she is also not a burst unit. Her damage is a buildup over time and not immediate nukes. Her performance in PvP and PvE. In Arena and Elite Arena, she is an excellent frontline bruiser when paired with Aquaman. She is hard to kill thanks to Zebel armor plus Aquaman sustain. and the consistent debuff application helps Fate's AoE DPS. In PvP, she is going to be strong for longer boss fights thanks to her scaling durability, and she can struggle in high burst fights where self-sacrifice HP loss becomes very dangerous. My final thoughts is Mera is a must-build epic if you're running the sacrifice team. Her synergy with Aquaman plus the mix of armor break, frostbite, and scaling tankiness make her one of the best epics frontline right now. Outside of the sacrifice team, she's a good but niche pick, not game-changing by any means, but inside her intended comp, she's absolutely core. And that's my full guide on Mera in DC Worlds Collide. Are you planning on building Mera with Aquaman, or are you focusing on another comp right now? Let me know in the comments below. If this guide helped, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my future guides, team breakdowns, and banner reviews. I also stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 6 p.m. EST, so stop by live if you want to chat and get some tips. And the Discord is now live. The link should be in the description of the video and also the first pinned comment. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade.